Right, what we're looking at here is a re-recording of an old analogue tape I took in 1996 at the National Trumping Museum at Crich in Derbyshire. I'm copying this because when the camera pans back you'll see a red and white Bond there, and at that time it belonged to Keith Meadows, who we saw recently in Watch It with his scooter car. If he gets a chance to see this, he'd be probably quite interested to see himself then, and I think we managed to see his two daughters later on, who are now parents themselves.
27, and they were there 7 and 9 then.
That's right. It's a very nice rally. As you can see, there's a good collection of classic cars and classic buses there, and just the odd few motorcycles and microcars. But I'm particularly going to try and concentrate on the microcars in this little clip, having just had a general scan around the vehicles, otherwise it'll go on too long. It was particularly interesting for us because set in Derbyshire you see all sorts of vehicles you never see locally here, and I've always been a particular fan of guide buses, and that lovely little red and cream single decker in the back was the ultimate as far as I was concerned.
You've also been a particular fan of Metropolitans now too, though.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, let's get on to the point where we see that.
Corsair there, is that one with the thing up, that Corsair?
Yeah, it is, yeah. They're quite rare, aren't they, in the restoration world? Lovely 1930s green lorry there. I don't know what brand it was. Rally three-wheeler as well.
Is that Messrs.
Blue and
Smith?
white.
Some people that's our...
Yes.
That was our Messrs. Smith.
Yeah. We don't know who owned that Isetta that was there. At one stage I saw a man come up with a ponytail and touch the front door, so whether that is the owner, I don't know. I might recognise him if it appears in this clip. Anyway, there's Keith showing something around the engine compartment of his Bond. Just a few passing trams. Crich is quite an unusual place because when they have these classic rallies, if your vehicle is earlier than what date?
1973.
Right, that applies for today, is it? Or was it then?
Yeah, I think it was then as well.
Yeah, you could they allow you to drive your classic vehicle in amongst the trams.
It's 40 years old now, 73, isn't it? Yeah.
That gives it a really nice atmosphere. The trams going around with some of the older classic cars as well intermingled. I don't know what that chap was bending over to look at.
They want to see the...
That's a four-wheel Isetta, which is a bit of a rarity in Britain anyway. Most were three-wheelers. There's Keith showing some in the engine compartment. I think that green car is a Lomax. That's really a modern kit car based on the Citroen 2CV.
Oh yeah. I used to like those. I used to have quite a few that came to the Microcar rally, didn't they?
Yeah, I used to, yeah. There's the Rally, which led on to become the Reliant eventually. Now here's Keith demonstrating his convertible ability of his Bond. Quick flick and he's got a roof on it. And similarly it's just as quick to convert to an open top car.
That's very quick. It's Mr. and Janet's Bond, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was his own mod, but it's certainly not standard on a Bond.
Oh right, you think it was...
Yeah, that car is no longer in Britain
because making things anyway.
I believe he sold it to someone in France at a time when things were changing. Anyway, the weather looks really nice and pleasant here, as you can see, nice and bright and dry. But before we knew it, the weather was to change quite suddenly.
What's that black car?
That's an Austin Atlantic, very rarity. Mainly made for the American market. Some lovely old buses here. Leyland PD2. No, PD1 that is. Again, because of the different aspect ratio of the old-fashioned video system compared to today, these vehicles are all looking a little bit wider than true width. Oh, there's another Austin in there.
Yeah,
and that's rare. It's rare to see one, let alone two. Yeah.
There's some nice cars there, aren't there?
They were, yeah.
Have you got a result?
It'll be interesting if we go this year.
Yeah, we think the rally's in August sometime.
25th of August. Yeah.
Mm.
They're going to send me a booking form.
Wow. That coating of it, is that something original or some idea?
It's called a fabric saloon.
Right.
Yeah, which they did make a few
Yeah.
like this. It was recovered in the early 50s.
I see, yeah. Is it just stuck on or what?
It's stretched over an ash wood frame
Right.
with some aluminium panels, just short panels, and the rest is sort of hollow over a wooden
Oh, I see.
frame to make it nice and light
Yeah.
and waterproof, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Great.
Which is quite good because they don't rust so much.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, good luck for your journey home.
Thank you. It should be okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I've
good
done
luck
quite a
fixed
few
now.
miles in it. A couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, should I say, I took it down to Bewley,
Right.
in the Southampton way.
Yeah. What does it settle down to? About 35 miles an hour, I suppose.
It's quite comfortable at that
Yeah,
speed, actually.
yeah.
I don't like pushing it. I think it, with a push, it will do about 45 to 50.
Right.
But I wouldn't like to push
No,
it.
it's
I
not
want
restrained then,
I
isn't
want it to last.
Yeah.
I intend to keep this for quite some time, so I
Yeah.
don't want to wreck it.
Great, it's lovely to see it. Full of atmosphere.
It's lovely to drive as well. It's brilliant.
It didn't come back then, no, it's fine.
It's unusual, isn't it? Well, there's a Riley there. I mean, a Wolsey, sorry. Wolsey.
There's a PD2, old Duke. Anyway, I think I mentioned earlier that the weather was lovely at this stage, but I'll show you next what happened weather-wise. That was solid rain all of a sudden.
We have you. No big swirls from there.
I wonder if Keith was actually had his roof up at that time on his bond. There's very little warning about it, it just suddenly started.
Well, that was the Saturday, the Sunday, Saturday. No, very heavy, isn't it? Oh, I thought it was the year. Yeah, I think must have got quite wet now to come over that week.
Yeah.
I think they'd let me out, isn't it?
And again. Again. That's it.
These are very, very nice. You might just be driving down the road.
Yeah, this is where we see how
They
many
walk past, don't they, a minute?
how many people you can get in a bond. Oh, there's the man coming back to it. We think it's his Isetta. Did he put something in or did he just try the door? Oh, but she just made sure he'd had it locked.
Here comes Mr. Melrose.
Yeah, and the purple. The PD1 going by. Barton. I think this was towards the end of the day and some of the vehicles were going back either home or down to the campsite.
Campsite. Directing the bus now. He's putting the roof down so that they can get in a bit easier. Probably a bit like the Cooper, he was getting easier with that now.
Yeah. Yeah, we believe that particular Bond now lives in France. You never know, someone in France might get to see his Bond when it was in England. On YouTube.
I suppose the first two that are his children, actually, I would imagine. They would be, you know, it's not a car to sort of to get in. They sit on the owner's lap slightly. I think they're a bit younger than the other two. This is when the door comes open in a minute. It was lucky one of them didn't fall out. Oh yeah, they were sort of leaning against it, I suppose, by sort of wriggling around and trying to get comfortable. That's when the door came open, I expect. But, oh! See, she sort of slipped down a bit, I think. Well, you didn't shut it properly in the first place. We've got two wipers in the front anyway. Never get a ride in it now. Suppose we could have had a ride in that scooter car if we wanted. Oh, they're there again. Oh, that's my mate to them.
There's the trees, isn't it? You're better down there, really, isn't it? You knew you were watching, actually.
It's a job to tell comments made back in '96 compared to comments made now.
It was the same younger there.
You reckon?
Our voices have got deeper as we got older. There's a very young picture of you when you're a disc jockey, right?
There's just a little bit more footage of the microcars before my videotape, as it was in those days, ran out on my camcorder. There we're seeing a DAF, which is quite a rare car, I think that's one of the last maxis too. No, that could be another DAF actually. Anyway, here we are. Yes, this is the last bit of footage.
This is where this person comes and drives then.
Yeah, I must suspect parked up behind Keith's Bond. Unfortunately, the tape does cut out pretty suddenly because you didn't get any warning in those days as to how much tape you had left in when you were filming. But I'll let it run right up to the end because it is quite interesting, I think, to see. At that stage, Keith had someone with him who wanted to be able to drive a Bond, and I think he let him take the wheel. Minus passengers, of course.
It could have been somebody who's already had a Bond and come to
Yeah,
see
it could
you.
be, yeah. We used to have one.
You didn't have to show him how to drive it.
No, he drove away quite confidently.
Well, that's their oldest daughter's in that.
Right, well, we're coming to the end of this recopied tape now because as soon as he pulls out into the road, the original tape stops. But I thought it was worth refilming this and uploading it to YouTube because it has got some sort of historical interest.
He's got one of the girls in there with him as well.
Yeah, so that's the end of this recording. I hope you've enjoyed seeing an old analog tape from 1996.